You're here.
For driving?
Are we only 4 tonight?
Yeah. All right, Bill, ready? Okay, I think he's ready. I'll open up this meeting of the Maynard Planning Board. Today's date is March 10th, 2026, and the time is 7:03 p.m. We're holding this meeting in hybrid format, which means that members of the public, board, or applicants can join here in Town Hall or virtually through the Zoom link. Please note this meeting is being recorded. Here in Town Hall, we have 4 members of the Planning Board present. Bill, I don't see anyone joining us on the virtually through the Zoom link. Is that correct?
Not yet.
Okay.
Nobody on.
Bill, where would you like to start?
Well, the reason that I wanted to, I just give it a couple of minutes if I fill off here, but just because we have a public hearing and we are having Mark call in, he thought.
Okay.
So if we went with 4, it would require a unanimous vote to recommend approval for the medical marijuana issue.
I'm happy to wait. We can go
Got
through
some
the.
little housekeeping first, and that way we, if,
Will he need to be let in, or are you?
yeah, I'll leave you let him.
If you,
Oh, yeah, I'm watching it.
okay,
I told him, he said he didn't think, he was not, definitely non-committal,
okay,
they could come. And, so if there was some inclination on the board where it might, I mean, the recommendation is a recommendation, so I guess it would be a
We'll
3-to-1 recommendation.
we'll just turn to item 2, the
Okay.
release of the bond for 146 Main Street.
Yes.
Do we need the applicant here at all for that, or can?
No, I have their letter request. Steve and the treasurer have been working with them. The equipment's gone and they have new equipment already, which is a different story. They're gonna be visiting us about why they don't have a special permit for the new equipment on the new tower, but that's for another day. But this bond is associated with that particular location and that tower, and we're requesting for release of the $25,000 plus any accrued interest. It's in form of a bank book, and release it back to the applicant, T-Mobile.
Questions on that? You're okay with releasing a bond even though there's some other compliance issue?
I've been instructed to do that from legal.
Okay.
We can't it's a question of a different location,
Okay.
and I can't do that. But there'll be,
So that's council's advice?
yeah,
Okay.
right.
Other questions on this?
I just want to point out that my T-Mobile cell is blocking all landline calls that I receive, and I'm annoyed. So,
You can put that
to
in the
get
meeting
that on
minutes.
We
record.
got that in
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
great.
Do you want, I don't know what the motion is here. What's the
Motion would be to approve the release of the bond do you have the legal?
I can do it. I'll make a motion to approve the release of the performance bond for the cell phone tower formerly at 146 Main Street
In the amount of,
in the amount of
we don't have that, $25,000 plus accrued interest.
$25,000 plus accrued
Yeah,
interest.
this is what I meant to give you guys.
I'll second that.
All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. That's 4-0 to approve the motion.
Do you want me to use your signature stamps? Yeah.
We can just sign it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. One,
We can approve meeting minutes, Bill, if you
okay.
want to do
We
that.
have 3 sets of meeting minutes.
All right, well, so the board could just take some time to review their meeting minutes.
Let me just get them from you. So you guys should have all 3.
Yes, please.
I noticed that one of them was back to bullet point form.
Yeah, I had 2 different scribers that did it.
Oh my god, this is too many things.
One one set from Deb, or two sets from Deb, one set from Biz.
That's for you to sign.
Oh,
Brazilian, by the way, we went there again today, that's pretty good.
That was my
Our
Christmas.
Brazilian place, have you been there?
Not yet.
Good
sure.
one.
Yes, good.
It's good, I went there today.
What are we starting with, Chris?
Any meeting minutes? I guess we'll start with the 25th. Any comments on the 25th? November 25th, that is.
Yeah, I got two.
Okay.
First page, the title, Public Opposition and Traffic Concerns.
Yeah.
Probably public comments and traffic concerns.
Okay.
And then on the second page, the votes seem to be a little lost from the motions, so it's just kind of a spacing issue.
On which one? No?
The second
All of
page,
them.
the board voted unanimously in favor by roll call.
But the,
Yeah,
How would you like it rephrased?
just fix the spacing so that the votes come after the different motions. You know what I mean?
No, I can't, let's see. So the votes come after the. There's good.
right here.
Oh, you mean space up, okay,
They're spaced weirdly.
gotcha. Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it presents itself as like that was that.
Yeah, that's what
Where,
comes.
where that is that.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
got it.
voted before the motion. so-
Right,
Oh.
right. All right, other comments on November 25th?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes as amended tonight from November 25th, 2025.
Second. All in favor to approve meeting minutes, please raise your hand. That's 4-0 to approve the meeting minutes for November 25th.
Okay.
December 9th.
Just get ready, I'll get the slide. We just do the minutes and then and we will do the. We're just doing these last two sets of minutes here. The bond is approved, sign here, the bond is here. Okay. This one's approved here. These two that they're working on right now. Oh, got it. Here's a copy of these for you. These. Well, so far, Mark is not sure if he's gonna come in. Yeah,
I'm good with the minutes of December 9.
He was not sure if he was gonna come in.
Me too.
Mark Follansby was gonna try.
Oh, Mark.
If not, we have for, I just want to get the record final. This is the memorandum.
Thank you.
And then, yeah, if you could just talk, there are changes in this, there's a few. And that'll be able to talk about the,
The landscape.
and then we'll advertise the meeting, review these, you know, we can take them.
These minutes do seem a little short compared to the conversation I feel that we had.
Well, I think it does cover everything, it just doesn't
Yeah,
go into the detail about any of it, which I don't know. Or like who's talking.
yeah, that's probably fine.
I don't know if it matters.
I mean, it's not the conclusion of the hearing anyways.
Right, right.
Really?
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from December 9th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. That's 4-0 to approve the minutes from December 9th.
Where's the agenda?
This is stuff, that's what it's just. An agenda, it's right here. I would say we all have Mark, so it's the board probably just.
That is a good motion,
It's an approval, so I guess it could be a three.
the long motion.
Is it?
Yes.
I just feel like there has to be a better way to do it.
want to clarify one thing in the motion though.
Uh-oh.
In the middle, it says, this includes a total of 9 parking spaces with 5 on-site and 4 off-site. Can we clarify that that's 9 off-street parking spaces? So that the 4 off-site don't show up on a road?
I mean, that, yeah,
'Cause
Right.
Really, the commitment was they're gonna lease from Mill and Main.
I mean, that was stated very clearly, and that should also be in the meeting minutes. So it does say it up higher, but yeah,
It says an option, it's listed up higher, it doesn't say that's what they're committing to.
the decision was for that configuration.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Minutes if you want.
Yeah, that sounds very reasonable.
All right, let's change that to, this includes a total of 9 off-street parking spaces.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll give that to Zoe.
And then I have one other comment as well. All right, we have some changes to the January 13th meeting minutes when you guys are ready.
In the motion, why Bill, to close the, in the motion for the special
So
permit,
Page 2?
page 2, at the last large paragraphs in the middle,
Yes.
this includes a total of 9 off-street parking spaces.
Off street.
And then I have one change, it's on page 1, last paragraph. Second sentence, it says, according to the DPW. It should actually, it'd be better if it stated, according to applicant and DPW, because the applicant also provided that opinion.
Okay. Alright.
And, I'm sorry, also in that same paragraph, there's a reference to the Railroad Street public lot. It's not a public lot, I mean, it's just Railroad Street.
So it's Railroad Street, and the Railroad Street,
I mean, it says along Main Street, you could do along Railroad Street, and on the property, something, yeah.
so that could just be in the Railroad Street, street parking.
Well, I was just thinking it'd be along Railroad Street. Because the
Right.
thing before it just says along Main Street. It's trying to save ink, you know?
Alright, I have it along Railroad Street, comma,
And on the
and on
applicant.
the applicant's
Yeah, that looks,
property.
Yeah. That makes sense. Any other changes?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from January 13th, 2026 as amended tonight.
Second. All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. That's 4-0 to approve the meeting minutes from January 13th. Okay,
Okay, I'll take them through, I'll do this one.
all right, Zoe, we're ready to open up the item 3, which is the public hearing, if you're ready.
Now the, item 2, release of the bond,
We did that.
you did that?
Yep.
Okay, alright, thank you.
Yep.
Alright, I can provide some background information about this.
Sure. Just let
Do
me
we not have
open.
anybody on Zoom yet?
No one requesting access either.
Okay.
No. Nobody
Okay.
here wants chickens.
If you leave it like that, will we be able to see if someone tries to come in?
Yeah, it should, let me do one thing here, which is, play a ding dong. That
There you
should
go.
work.
There you go.
Alright,
Thanks.
I'll keep that on that.
All right, so Zoe, first I just have to open up the public hearing.
Okay.
Okay. I'll open up the public hearing for item 3 on the agenda. This is a proposal to amend section 3.1.2, table A of the use regulations regarding different types of business uses in the zoning bylaws to allow medical marijuana dispensaries to be located in the central business district. The proposed amendment would allow a medical marijuana dispensary either as a standalone business or co-located with recreational marijuana establishment under a special permit of the planning board within the central business district, if approved. So, there it is.
Okay.
Yeah, background?
Okay, so there's some background on this, which I think has to do with the historical adoption by the town, first of medical marijuana zoning regulations, and then years later, adult use marijuana regulations. And when the adult use marijuana businesses were approved, they were allowed by planning board special permit in the business district, the central business district, the healthcare industrial district, and the industrial district, and disallowed in all other districts. However, at that time, there was no modification of the existing medical marijuana zoning use table to align it with the recreational marijuana business, that use table. And I really can't imagine that that was deliberate. I have a feeling it's probably an oversight, because if, generally speaking, people are more restrictive of adult use businesses than of the medical marijuana dispensaries. So under our current zoning bylaws, adult use is allowed by special permit of the planning board, but a medical dispensary is simply not allowed in the central business district. This would make the threshold be special permit by the planning board for both types of businesses in both zones, in the same set of zones. And also, I believe there's also the question of whether the planning board would like to sponsor this bylaw change for town meeting.
Thanks, Zoe. Procedurally, is this the planning department bringing this to the zoning board, or is there an applicant or someone else that's
Well,
bringing this? And I mean like officially tonight, like
no,
is this?
officially it is the planning board.
Okay, so this is you and Bill as part of the planning department bringing this for our review? Okay,
Yes.
okay.
And then it has to go upstairs and back down and,
It's already gone upstairs, and
okay.
now it's back down.
And by upstairs, it was specifically, it was referred from the select board to us.
Correct.
Got it.
That was what, last week?
Yes.
So I agree with the summary, and my only comment is that that should be the comment on this article and not the comment that's currently here. Oh, we got somebody.
I think that's also Bill.
That's probably Bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find the comment weirdly written.
But I mean, your point of basically that we just didn't update it when we did the adult, and this is just making it consistent, is
That's my
the real
assumption,
point.
because I can't really
That's
think
totally
of
right.
any other reasonable
That's
explanation.
totally right.
Well, and to be clear, if we're sponsoring this, it can be our comment,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Well, I think she said it well enough to get those points in there, replacing this comment entirely. Because it has nothing about sales traffic or anything, it's just like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's medical came first, and we forgot to change medical when adult came.
Also, I think part of the comment can be that this proposal aligns, right? It aligns with adult dispensary or a recreational, whatever it's termed. So I think alignment is a good justification of this proposal.
Ah, sounds like your slide at town meeting, okay?
What?
sounds like your slide.
at town meeting.
Yeah, when this was advertised, this warrant format was
You're
not
doing
the
it,
form
okay.
it was advertised. So this comment is actually new to me.
Yeah.
Let's
But
just
I'm
do
sure
the
we-
summary. I like the summary.
Okay.
It makes more sense.
But if you take a look at the actual substance of the amendment, is only that one-liner of crossing out N and putting in PD.
Yep,
In the table is, recreational, wait,
Registered marijuana dispensary.
that's medical.
Yes.
It doesn't have the word medical in it in our table though.
It doesn't, and that is because of the terminology that was used at the state level, which has actually since been changed, but that's something we'll probably have to look at another day.
Okay, so what does our table say for recreational?
I
Do you
believe
know?
it says adult use.
Adult use marijuana dispensary?
Chris Klein, you're up.
Okay,
Marijuana retailer,
retailer, okay.
just straight marijuana retailer.
Just marijuana retail.
Retailer?
Retailer?
Retailer.
Okay, thank you.
That's interesting.
Are they next to each other in the
There's
table?
there's nothing, the three marijuanas in the table are marijuana retailer, marijuana courier facility, and marijuana delivery operator facility.
Are those all next to each other in the table?
Yes,
But not medical.
there is no medical.
Registered marijuana dispensary should be
Medical.
under business uses. So I think it's in a, it's.
There it is, yep, registered marijuana dispensary, yep,
Oh,
gotcha,
Sorry,
sorry.
Oh.
same spot. Oh, well, that's fine.
I mean, it's fine, they should be next to each
Chris will
other.
explain it.
People will get
Maybe at
confused, but yeah,
a
you
later
can,
date,
you can
there will
explain
be
that.
maybe
Try.
some reorganization of that use table to
Yeah.
make it easier to read.
And updating to the word medical
Yes.
someday.
I think that based on what we were told about the regulations now, they're called marijuana treatment centers.
Oof.
It would just have to match state.
So if that's the case, then then alphabetically it'll all work out.
Okay.
It's mostly alphabetical.
Okay.
But we can't change it now? As part of this? Because we have
Well-
a definition somewhere?
Yeah, it's not only a definition, it's an entire special
Okay.
regulation section
All right.
with that title.
Something like that.
Bigger project another day.
Any other questions or comments from the planning board?
Do we want to propose it, or do we want planning department to do it?
I don't know. I don't have an answer to that.
I think we should, you mean sponsor it?
I think that's what he's,
Yeah, sponsor.
Yeah, let's sponsor it.
Yes, this is Bill, guys. I recommended that we sponsor this article because it's a use table change, and I think it's appropriate. In this case, it makes things more consistent. As Bill was saying earlier, it makes it more consistent in our zoning bylaws for the use table.
can OMS sponsor an article?
Can who?
OMS,
The planning, the
planning
planning zone
department?
division.
They can, yeah?
Yeah, departments and officers can.
Yeah. I don't mind sponsoring it. To me, I mean, I'm fine with sponsoring it. It
I like
makes
to make
sense.
things tidy, let's sponsor it.
Okay. Everyone okay with that?
Okay.
Any other questions, comments from the board?
Yeah, what's the motion?
Well, we'll get to that, but first I have to open up the public comment, so if there's any public comments in the room, we'll hear them now. Yes,
Well, I have a comment. Chair, members of the board, thanks for having me. My name is Olaf Ingari, and I'm with Mass Wellspring in 17 Aston Street. And I just have a comment regarding the use of a registered marijuana dispensary. That was the term that DPH used when they initially was the regulator. Then DPH, they handed off to CCC to become the regulator. And at that time, actually a year or 2 years after that, CCC renamed it to be called MTC, Medical Treatment Center. So that's the RMD or MTC. Now it's MTC that's called. So.
thanks Olaf. Anything else to add tonight?
Not regarding this, but if you have any questions, let me know.
Sure.
I'm here to answer any questions.
Well, thanks for coming, Olaf, we appreciate it. Okay, first we have to close the hearing, so I'll make a motion to close the hearing.
I'll second that.
All in favor to close the hearing, please raise your hand. That's 4-0 to close the hearing. What is the motion, Zoe?
Let's see, I guess the motion, it would be to sponsor to refer this back to the select board for placing on the town meeting warrant. Bill, do you know if that's two separate motions to both sponsor it?
Yeah, no, the motion would be to sponsor the article and recommend approval to the town meeting of the warrant and refer it to the select board. That could all be in one.
Okay, so motion to sponsor the amendment and to refer it for inclusion in the town meeting warrant for the annual town meeting 2026.
Springtime, yeah.
Right,
You want-
and to recommend approval.
And to
Yeah,
recommend.
yeah, we have to use the word recommend,
We're gonna
right?
do it.
Sure. I'll give it a shot. I make a motion that we sponsor amendment of zoning bylaw and recommend approval of town meeting of the following change to amend section 3.1.2 table A use regulations, subsection 4 business uses of the zoning bylaws to allow medical dispensaries to be located in the central business district, specifically to change the current business use for the registered medical dispensary in the central business district from no to PB, planning board approval, planning board special permit.
And to refer to town meeting?
He did say that.
Oh, yeah.
I second that.
And that was to refer to Springtown meeting 2026, I presume?
That is correct.
Okay. And it was seconded?
Yes.
All right, all in favor of that motion, please raise your hand. That's 4-0 to approve the motion. And that's it. Thanks, Olaf.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay,
You said medical instead of marijuana.
we'll turn to item 4, planning board rules and regulations and landscape regulations discussion. So, this is listed as planning board rules and regulations first. Should we stick with that order? Yeah?
Let's not.
Let's not? You wanna do landscape regulations
Yes.
first? She's deferring to you.
That's great.
Zoe,
Okay.
Zoe just deferred to the second half,
Great,
the football reference.
great. Go team. Only in Maine or, okay.
I want to coin flip.
So, section 5.9 of our landscape regulations references site lighting. Our old one hadn't been updated in a while, and Natalie in January of 2026 made all of these changes, which are not very, they don't amount to very much. We have currently a group of citizens who are attempting to update the town zoning bylaw.
Town bylaws, not the zoning
Nope, sorry, town bylaws, to update, I guess, to update, to include dark sky, goals. And I read that as reference material, to inform the changes that I made, but the changes that I made were relatively minimal. Kind of just changing the language in a way that I felt was better. I also removed in 5.9.2, there was an actual reference to a specific PDF on the darksskysociety.org website, which I didn't really love the reference to, just because pointing to another website within I don't know, I didn't love the way it worked. So we could get much more specific. I have met with the Dark Sky people and done my own research a good amount in the last few months. So I think if we wanted to get down to the nitty gritty, then we definitely could in our specifics. However, I do think that, all the projects that we have approved within the last few years, we are all aware of dark sky lighting, we are all aware of the goals of it. The thing that I was most educated about was color of lighting, which I did not actually reference in here. I do think that if we wanted to put that in, we could. And that's just about prioritizing the use of warmer light as opposed to cool light in anything other than like safety situations. But yeah.
Well, there's a couple updates in landscaping.
Is section 5.9 is the only, set of
Looks like
changes.
511, 7, 511, 8 has changes.
No, I think that that's just blue because it has a PDF in it,
Okay, and the links, the additional. media.
which apparently,
That's just an artifact of Microsoft Word.
yeah.
Gotcha, okay, very good.
So yeah, I didn't really make a lot of changes. I don't know if you guys feel like you want me to. I could, like I said, the last time I looked at this was 2 months ago, which might as well have been an entire year. It's been such a long 2 months. So if you wanted me to get more specific, like with lighting color, I could. But like I said, I feel like our last projects that we've worked on, we've all been pretty aware of that.
I mean, it's really easy to bring these to planning board as well, so if we want to look at lighting color later on too, that's fine.
Sure.
So it's not like this is our only opportunity, is what I mean.
Sure. Like I said,
One question for
Yeah.
you, Natalie, which is, do you think that it's fair to say that dark sky lighting standards encompass color as well?
yes,
Okay, so do you feel, so is it possible that 5.9.2
yes.
doesn't need to get any more specific?
Yes, I feel that way.
Okay.
Basically, when you look at, saying dark sky compliant lighting standards, I realize that that's very broad, but there are certain categories that are clearly part of, like, are the basics of what dark sky standards are, and it involves shielding of lights, it involves light trespass into adjacent properties, and it involves color of lights. There were a lot of, yeah, it's just a matter of how far we want to go in terms of listing specifics in here.
I think we were good before and we're a little better now, so I'm good.
Is it, back to that reference to dark sky in 592,
Yeah,
is there like you might have missed this when you were speaking, but is there a state definition or something like that?
not currently, but there is I know that there are things working their way through state
Okay.
regulations that pertain to this, but not as of yet.
Is this new 598, any luminaire that dynamically varies its output by intermittent fading, flashing, blinking, rotating, is there a worry that might be overly prescriptive for people's signs or lighting that could be dimmed?
Well, signs are separate, so I'm not worried about signs so much.
Okay.
Because we have our own, we already have sign stuff.
Yeah, our
This
sign
wouldn't
bylaw
affect that at
already, it
No.
does not allow internally illuminated signs or dynamic signs of that nature.
And I guess I can't think of what else. I mean, I think of intermittently fading or blinking Christmas lights, but those are already accepted. Seasonal accent lighting,
Well,
which FYI, in my opinion, could be.
Could be
You'll note
anything.
that my Christmas lights only went off like last week. 'cause
Seasonal accent
they're
lighting.
pretty.
Yeah.
So,
What is season? What is seasonal?
right,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, lots of lights.
I like it that way, so. I can't think of what other lights would need to be
Also, this is not regulating my Christmas lights.
correct.
This is regulating a special
A
permit,
special permit that has.
right, only.
Yeah, or site plan.
Or
Yeah.
site plan, right, thank you, yes. Right, so it's not like, we're not regulating anybody's personal choices of lights on their property through this.
I think that there was a worry that without 5.9.8, we had previously as a board been recklessly approving searchlights left and right. We have not, however, sure, put it in.
Yeah, I don't think we have any discussion of search. This is the first discussion of searchlights since I've been on the board.
Yeah.
It's true.
So,
But I mean, it may prove problematic if Batman does not become an official public safety personnel, but that's fine, we can deal with
I
that
don't think a
project
Batcave
problem.
needs a special permit in their zoning bylaws.
It's fair.
The
Yeah.
bat signal is sent out by the police.
Oh, right.
Oh, good point.
Municipal, right.
It's not bat, yes, right.
Right, dodge that bullet.
Okay, so there we go.
Right, which we have exemptions in here for public safety,
We do?
so. Okay. I had a question about 591.
Yes.
The deleted section says reduce light pollution trespass intensity. We use the term trespass a lot in our discussions.
Yes.
Is there a reason why we should remove trespass from this language? Do you think it's better suited with other language that's here?
No, we could throw it back in. I think I just liked the sentence that I wrote better than I liked that sentence.
Yeah, I hear that. I just know we talk about trespass a lot.
So let's
Trespass
say,
is in spillover?
Yeah,
yes.
light trespass.
So let's change it to reduce or eliminate light pollution or trespass. And trespass?
And/or?
Well, you got a big parenthesis for light pollution, so we'd have to come over that, after that.
Okay,
or before light pollution, I guess.
trespass or eliminate trespass or light pollution.
I would say how about mitigate trespass, and reduce or eliminate light pollution? Because we wanna mitigate trespass. Sometimes we allow some, and sometimes we're okay with some. Like we have 141 Main Street had trespass onto the public walkway, and that was by request and design.
Okay,
Well,
so
then it's not a trespass. Because the
It's allowed.
trespass is
Unwanted.
Is unwanted.
Sure, but it's technically, anyway, from a technical standpoint, the concept of trespass is across a boundary,
I see.
right? But
Yes.
if you wanna take a legal definition, I guess if you're only trespassing if someone determines you are.
So it would read, site lighting shall be designed to illuminate the property as needed and mitigate light trespass. And eliminate light pollution.
How about
Sorry,
eliminate
is
the
there a
property as needed, comma, and minimize trespass, comma, and then reduce or eliminate.
Hang on, can we just add it as another, so there is a colon because it's reduce or eliminate, blah, 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 conserve energy and resources, blah, blah, blah. We have a bunch of bullet points.
How about,
So can we just throw it in and say,
Sure.
mitigate light trespass? as
how about
another
more
bullet point?
bullets? Site lighting should be designed to bullet, eliminate the property as needed. Bullet, mitigate trespass.
Yep,
Bullet, reduce or eliminate light pollution, parentheses.
Yeah, there you go.
Bullet, conserve energy.
I'm a little concerned about the as needed being a standalone. Is there a bunch of ands in there that all has to happen? Just don't want the wording to imply that it can be separate.
wait, where?
Well, if we say design to and then illuminate the property as needed, and if we just go comma, and then another one comma, if we don't have an and in there to tie them all together, then somebody could just say, well, I need a whole lot of light. So, it's a little, comma stuff.
Okay, so let's keep it, let's say site lighting shall be designed to illuminate the property as needed and semicolon, just as it is, and then just add a bullet point, right? Is that what you're,
That's fine, yeah.
'Cause then
Something-
that's-
I mean, as long as there's ands to tie them all together, we just don't leave commas
Yeah.
hanging by themselves, yeah. Whatever you
so
want.
add another bullet point that says mitigate light trespass.
Sure.
As the first bullet?
Sure, or the last, I don't care.
Do we even need illuminate the property as needed?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. Be designed to illuminate the property as needed, I mean, yeah.
we're leaving it, it's,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I have no other comments. Any other comments?
Yeah, when do we get to edit all the other stuff in here?
Whatever you want.
I really want to look at the trigger of landscape plans sometime.
Okay. I mean, look, here, big picture, I think we're gonna have some time, and we can look at these types of things as a board, so.
Okay.
I'm even happy to carve out some time for us to go through these in detail to see if we wanna make changes, so,
Fun stuff.
right? That sound fair?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay.
That's a nice segue.
All right, I think
Oh, yeah.
we're done with this.
So what do we do with it?
Bill wants us to table this, and then have it be proposed and advertised properly.
We have to advertise landscape rights?
He says we don't, not, it's a little gray area, not technically by the book, what Bill told me, or would you like to?
I mean, I know Bill was trying to get to the bottom of this. Bill, are you still with us?
No, he
No.
said it's best practice to,
He did some research to try and find whether anyone knew the answer of whether it was required. And he said,
Zoe.
oh, hi, Bill. Did you hear the question?
No, can you hear me?
Yeah. The question was about whether it's necessary to advertise the changes to the rules and the landscape regulations.
No. It was no. We asked council about that a couple of years ago, and it's not even clear that you have to advertise them. The problem is it was never addressed in the statute. It doesn't, and so council suggested we make change. Just note and have that we're going to have it's not even a public hearing, but we're going to be having a changes made to the rules and regulations. It's very strange. It's not as tight as everything else is, but it's not most. I took a survey on Planners Listserv, and it's about 50-50. People don't even advertise it. But putting all the changes in, I would be inclined to just say in general, if anything, changes to the lighting or changes to the landscaping or whatever have you. But not like we do with a zoning bylaw. It's really under this board's purview.
So it sounds like all we really have to do is have it as a future agenda item, specifically clear about what's being acted on that night. 'Cause right now it's just, we're gonna discuss stuff.
I think that would be the smart way to do it. And I'm not sure we have to go to all that, but it probably would be I would say let's just do it and not take the chance.
Yeah, but we don't have to go buy legal ads and stuff, so. We just have to
Right,
have it-
so
we just have to have it clear on the agenda that,
Yes, so it's not advertised with a capital A, it's advertised with the lowercase a.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I would take a legal ad that say we're going to be voting on changes to the rules and regulations.
Oh, you would take out a legal ad?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I would not, but I wouldn't go like a display ad like we do with the others. Again, 50% of the towns I talk to don't even do it. And I just hate it's squirrely, and I understand that it sounds squirrely, but that's what it is.
Tell you what, we can talk more offline about advertising it or not, but I think I'm fine with just putting this on the agenda as Bill Crenshaw noted that proposed changes to specific sections will be discussed and voted on. I think that's fine.
I think that should be ducky. So we just need to, if we're going to continue it to do that, we just need to give me time just to place the ad.
Yep, we don't even need to make a motion to continue, we'll just put it on the agenda of a future meeting, so.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Maybe I'll work with Zoe, or I'll just do it, fix up those little things, just so it's a little more clear.
Yeah, so it's clear what the vote is.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Okay, let's move on to planning board rules and regulations. And we don't need to have the same conversation at the end of this that we just had, right? We can do the same thing. Okay. All right, Zoe, you gonna walk us through
All right,
these?
so I can put your attention to some of the more substantive changes to these. They mostly have to do with having a well-documented set of criteria for complete applications for site plan and special permit to the board. In particular, page 4, the water and sewer capacity review, the legal determined that, as you've discussed extensively now, that the planning board may not withhold a permit, a special permit on the basis of water and sewer capacity or lack thereof. And so we're removing, another of your fellows is in the waiting room. Excellent. Hi, Mark.
Mark, yeah.
If you're just following along at home, we're looking at the planning board rules and regulations draft. So water and sewer capacity review has eliminated the section that requires applicants to have an attestation from DPW that there's adequate water and sewer capacity in order to have their application be complete. Instead, it informs applicants that planning board is not involved in that process and that they should consult with DPW about these requirements, but that it no longer says that you have to get that before you come to the board.
So can I interrupt, is that okay? Welcome, Mark, how are you?
Mark, you're muted. Wait,
You're muted.
Did you mute him?
I'm asking to
you go.
there we go.
I apologize for being late. I forgot about the time change.
It's okay, Mark, we're all good.
Good.
So, Mark, you're welcome to stay. We've already went through the public hearing and voted to approve what's called item 3, the medical marijuana for the
Yep.
public hearing.
Good.
And that was the item that Bill asked to see if you could join tonight. So that's
Yep.
already completed. We've moved on to discussions of planning board rules and regulations.
Thank you.
Of course, you're welcome to stay. It's totally your prerogative, though. All right?
Thank you. I'm good for a while.
Okay. Thanks, Mark. Okay, Zoe.
Okay, next, major change, it has to do with the, peer review, engineering and, design review, peer review accounts. Once upon a time, when peer review was handled by way of, the town's engineering firm, we would request a deposit to be depleted as the work went on. Now, our procedure is that we are, obtaining quotes from all of the peer review firms that are contracted with the town for estimates for the complete scope of peer review services for the applicant. And then those quotes are given to the applicant, and once they agree to a quoted price, they give the entire balance to the town to pay those bills. So we're no longer asking for $5,000, $7,000 deposits, we're asking for the entire amount quoted, with the understanding that additional work will incur further fees that the applicant is responsible for.
That last part you said, Mike, why is there a reference to a $5,000 minimum? Maybe I'm not looking.
I'm assuming it just
Okay,
means if
this-
there is a peer reviewer at all, then there's a $5,000 minimum.
This is overview of the peer review selection process.
Right.
I'm not sure why this is here. This wasn't here in the last draft of this that I saw. We also made a change that we're not going to request 3 quotes. We're going to request quotes from everyone we have. And some of them just don't respond. Some of them are too busy. Some of them, it's not a good fit for them. But we're going to request quotes from everyone we can
Well,
and give as many
to
quotes.
that point,
Yeah.
why are we requesting quotes? This
We request
text says the
them.
applicant just does it.
Well, we request them on the applicant's behalf, just as an administrative assistance, because we have the contact information and we know how to summarize what we think what the necessary items will be, like, for example, traffic study, design review. So it's better if we make that inquiry than if they do.
And I think part of this, it's probably best to do it this way. The town holds the sort of master service agreements with these firms. And the town ends up paying them, with the applicant's fees, but the town is the one
Writing
that has the
checks.
contractual relationship with these firms, so the town should probably be the one making that request, I think.
So is the version that you had been seeing, does not include 1 through 4? It just begins with, it should be highlighted? Or was it something totally different?
It was just number 3 that was about whether or not we maintain a minimum balance, because since we're now proceeding on the assumption that we're gonna get a quote for the total scope of services, we're not asking for an initial payment prior to receiving those quotes. We're getting the quote, they're selecting a quote, and then they're paying the full amount.
But nothing in this references collecting the balance that is the entirety of the quote by one of the peer reviewers chosen. Was that a new number 3, maybe?
Weren't you saying you're gonna take the quote up front and then never let it get below 5?
We had a discussion about this, and it didn't seem like it made sense, because if the amount, usually what happens is, for a long-term project, we get a quote, let's say it's $15,000 or something, and then they start doing 30-day balance billing on that. If we receive a check from the developer for the full $15,000, then we don't need to get back to them after that drops under, unless there's some kind of additional services that have attached since that we had that initial discussion. This $5,000 balance, this is how things used to be, where we would have them top it up whenever it got too low, just to be sure that we weren't going to be unable to pay their bills. But if we're getting larger amounts of money from them, and the costs have already been worked out in advance, then I think that $5,000 minimum balance isn't necessarily appropriate anymore.
But we don't currently have any language saying we're getting the full quote up front.
So instead, should that number 3 be changed to the applicant shall deposit and maintain a minimum balance of the total chosen quote?
Well, we're not gonna ask them to maintain a balance of the total amount. We are going to ask them to prepay that amount.
Okay,
Because
so,
that amount is held.
so it's just the applicant shall deposit, what's the word?
The applicant shall deposit the.
The total chosen quote amount?
Yeah, the total amount quoted with the Office of Municipal Services. So instead of minimum balance of 5,000, it should say.
Are all these items in the overview section gonna change? I mean, should we get
This
deep
is
into
all-
this, or
this
is
is
this
all
all stuff
This
that
is-
is tweaked?
You can, any of these things, you can change anything you like in here. That's all new text.
Oh, but this is the currently proposed text, okay.
Yes, this is all, yeah.
So if that's true, then the only thing I don't like is the last line on 4. It says OMS will advise, because it seems like if we
Yeah.
forget to, then we eat it.
Right, and we don't always know.
Yes, that's a good point. Thank you.
What could it say instead?
Nothing,
Oh,
nothing.
just get rid of that last line.
Yeah, this is not about what OMS is going to do, this is about the rules and regulations of the planning board.
Well, and also, they do go into, after that, in the non-numbered section, it says, it should be highlighted that those expenses incurred are greatly influenced by the quality, so, I mean, they're saying, anyway, pay attention to your shit.
Yeah.
Which is good.
And Zoe, I understand the concept of having applicant pay up front, and because of that, we may not need to have it maintain a minimum balance, but there are always changes that are approved in real time throughout the course of it, where you may need to have another mechanism so that we can, that the applicant knows they have to re-up the funds. And sometimes there might be a peer review is sort of completed and then there's another scope added.
Right.
So we just need a mechanism to make sure that we're receiving funds in a timely manner to match the scope, and that's clear.
Okay.
And I don't know the language around
Well,
that.
because in that next paragraph on the beginning of page 5, the original peer review account balances shall be maintained or review may be withheld and a scheduled planning board hearing or meeting continued by the planning board. First of all, is that still referencing a peer review account balance? Or do we?
Yes.
Okay.
I need to take out the word original.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe just make sure that's all aligned, right?
Yeah.
In that section
let's
too?
revisit this.
Yeah, but I like, generally, I like how this is laid out.
The planning board may request that the building commissioner revoke or suspend a permit should the applicant fail to maintain their peer review account during the implementation of the permit if required. Sweet.
It's just a threat, it doesn't mean it's ever going to
I like the threat,
come to fruition, but it's a threat.
better than no threat.
If we go up a little bit on the section, there, you have some changes under peer review funds.
Yes.
The last sentence says, to ensure maximum transparency. We cannot ensure maximum transparency. There's a number of things we cannot disclose.
All right.
So I would say something like to promote transparency, efficiency, or peer review.
Sure.
That language is fine to me. But in no way are we ever going to maximize
Guarantee.
transparency.
Yeah, okay.
We can't disclose everything, we're not allowed
To
to.
promote transparency.
To promote, I think promote is fine by me.
Yeah.
Promote transparency, okay. All right, so these two sections are gonna have another round of tweaks.
Yep.
Oh yeah, one other, small change here under design peer review. We've also added the Powder Mill overlay district to, the potential district subject to design review, as that is part of the PMOD section. Anything else before I move on? All right, turning now to page,
Just real quick on the water and sewer capacity review,
yes,
the sentence you're adding in,
yes.
do you want to say, the last sentence, please consult with the DPW in regard to the water and sewer review requirements?
Yes, review.
And then other consultant peer review below that? I'm just not sure on terminology. It says engineering design peer review, if applicable. Do we need to say site plan? Is that a separate type of review that should be listed there?
In this case, I don't think so. Usually we have, I'm not fully certain about the consistency throughout all of this.
Yeah.
But generally, the concept, we have engineering and design peer review is one item. The other item is, actually, no, those are the two items, engineering review and design review.
Okay. Okay.
Engineering review obviously is, engineering review. Design is like the building facade and all of that.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's consistent conceptually throughout this document.
That's something for us to take a look at.
I do see references to just design review, design peer review, so that's good.
Okay, moving on to page 8. We have modified the section about traffic circulation impact studies. D, vehicular traffic and parking, number 4. The board or its designee may require submission of a traffic circulation / impact study, both within the site and as it may affect the surrounding areas. Previously, it was considered required for all site plan special permit applications, but obviously it's not necessarily appropriate in all circumstances. So you may require one, or one of us may size it up and say this is probably going to be necessary.
Now, how does the board determine that if we're not in meeting, would be my question.
Well, I think it's that if it comes to you, you may send it back down. If
That's a little too late.
Is it too late?
It's happened, though.
I know, but, that's pretty far in the development permitting process to then say, oh, I gotta do a traffic study that's gonna take, 4 months because of the season.
Well, we try to be on the lookout for the likelihood of that sort of thing, just as an administrative entity.
So let's talk about how it currently works.
Okay.
The pre-application review meeting.
Yeah, so Bill and Zoe will have pre-application reviews, and sometimes you guys will advise, obviously a traffic study is needed here.
Yeah, that's the realities at most of the time.
Right.
We're doing that, but we are doing that as your designee, and
Right.
not.
And then sometimes Bill and Zoe will come to me and say, hey, does this need what type of traffic study does this need? Like qualitatively, because we don't have language exactly what's needed. And if it's clear to me, I'll give some advice, but sometimes I've even kicked this to other planning board members and say, hey, can you advise on what's needed here? Or what would be useful for the planning board?
So it's the chair's prerogative.
I mean, practically speaking, that's how it's worked. I don't know how to write that in.
We could say the chair.
I mean, most places have threshold triggers
Right.
for mandatory, and then below that is subjective.
Based on what?
Well, based on intensity. I mean, it could be, a building greater than 20,000 square feet.
Yeah.
A project that generates more than 400 cars a day.
Or
Something that
more than-
impacts an intersection by adding more than 5% to the daily volume.
Or more
Whatever.
than 4 units on a residential
Yeah.
house or something.
But then there's also a lot of idiosyncratic lots where everybody can take one look at it and say, what's gonna happen here?
Yeah, even tiny projects.
Yes.
Might need one.
Yeah.
So it would be at the discretion of the board or the chair, and then also have,
Here's an idea. Maybe we approach this differently. Sorry, did I interrupt?
no?
Okay. I just had an idea. maybe approach this differently and say, leave it as is, a traffic circulation impact study is required. Applicant may request
Yeah.
a reduction or removal of the requirement of a traffic study,
Like a waiver?
a waiver
Okay.
ahead of time. And chair or board designee will review.
So I mean, and everyone needs one and you have to ask permission to not have one?
Yeah.
Is it an actual waiver in the decision, or is this a pre-meeting
This
thing?
is about the pre-meeting application.
Okay,
Yeah, I would just say the way, I think that's a good idea. And I would say, what will constitute a complete application package? So, I think that would take care. I think it's a good move.
Yeah, and so you leave it as is, because this references that this is a part of the pre-application. And then the last sentence says, the applicant may request, I don't want to use the word waiver though, because that references,
Relief from this requirement?
may request relief for the
Traffic study requirement.
for the board's consideration.
We might, well, we might want to have just a minimum that it would ever apply to versus, I mean, because, what is this? This is the site plan, when there's site plan,
It's special
is that this
permit.
trigger?
Site
No,
plan.
This is, we're in site plan details section, right?
special permit,
It's special permit also. And
Is this triggered by special permit?
yes.
It can be triggered by both.
But I mean, if we have like some silly change of use DOD special permit,
Right, but then presumably when they go to the pre-application meeting, you will say, or you're saying excluding change of use or whatever. Well,
I don't know, I'm
except
just
we
saying,
might-
if it's, it's only 2 dwelling units, no.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just some, you don't have to go big, but, I mean, ignoring the minimum, I mean, the real issue here is the intensity of the study and the breadth of the study.
I mean, it literally, it,
But I guess we give that if somehow, it's just the timeliness of making that determination.
well, I think that if we've been having trouble with that recently, then that's a conversation to have with Bill and Zoe about maybe being a little more,
Well, we can always revoke the designee. Because we actually haven't designated anybody yet.
there are designee.
I know.
But my point is
if they
like, if
just
you
let
want to
everybody
see
off.
more traffic studies, then just tell them to err on the side of requiring one for more projects.
Yeah, I just don't want, them to come to us and suddenly we're like, well, where's this part of the traffic study? And they're like, what? We didn't have to do that and now all this time's wasted, so.
Right.
Yeah, well, I think the language is, may request relief from the board. But then they would have to go to the board, I don't know.
I mean, maybe the
The board or its
pre-application
designee.
review team can make the recommendation and we just
Can you,
stamp it at the next meeting? I don't know, or do projects not want to be that public at the time?
That's the thing.
that's why they just asked him.
Oh, yeah.
The way the change was conceived was to account for the majority of special permits that come before the board and to not bog down the process for the majority of projects which don't require this, but to leave the board or its designee or the chair or anyone else that we want to have be able to at any point in the process say, hey, by the way, this is going to need one because it
Yeah.
just looks like it will.
I understand that. The way I'm approaching this is that, my initial discomfort is that this puts the onus on us to determine if a traffic study is necessary. I'd rather a traffic study be required and the onus put on the applicant to say why it's not required.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I'm approaching this. I don't want language in here that says the board may require a traffic study. And then we have to determine what it is,
I see.
right? I don't want that responsibility. I want it to have standardized, I want it to be a standard. And then
Will
they
that-
can explain why.
Will that be more communication with you from applicants saying?
No, it'd be the same, practically speaking.
Okay.
I think everything would be the same here.
I mean, unless we wrote in the board or its most hard-ass member.
Bill Chainsaw, just put Bill
I was gonna
Chainsaw in there.
I don't know who it would be, but, you know.
I like Chris's thing, because then the response could be, okay, but we reserve the right to, you know, review it if there are substantial changes in the project or, you know, some boilerplate. Yeah, because, I mean, that's easier on the developer, it's quicker in the timeline. And, you know, you never run into a situation where it's like, uh-oh, now we really have to get it done, and it's the wrong time of year.
Yeah, so
Maybe we can, one thing I want to ensure about this section is that we streamline exactly how the process of relief is codified, because we've got somebody coming before the board to open an ice cream shop, and they have to get a special permit, and now there's.
But isn't that the point of, we don't want to codify that? They make the case, and
I think it's that.
Chris gives them the thumbs up or thumbs down.
I mean, do we want
In their
to?
pre-application meeting, and we give them this thing that says you have to do a traffic study, and they look at us like, are you kidding me? I have to do a traffic study? I have to pay an engineering firm to do a traffic study for my ice cream shop? And so what do Bill and I say to them? Like, oh, don't worry about it, it's not real? Or do we say,
Well, that's when you use your brain and you say, okay, there used to be a bakery here, and now you want an ice cream shop. It's probably gonna be about the same. I think I'll recommend to the chair that we don't require them to have a traffic study.
that's all I'm asking for, is how you would
We need to
like
write that
us-
down.
Yeah, how you
Yeah.
would like us to memorialize that.
Well, I don't think that's the first step. I don't think we immediately make the decision. I think they come and you say, you know, a traffic study is required unless you make a good case not to have it.
And at the pre-application
So
meeting,
you please do, you know, submit it formally.
Okay, so we
That
instruct
request
the
and that
applicant
request
in
and
their
that.
application to include this the same way that we have in their justification statement. They have to articulate how they meet the special permit criteria. They will also say, explain why you don't need a traffic study.
I mean, if it's part of their initial application, you know, that gets circulated to the board. Board can see that.
Okay, all right.
If that helps to codify
and I
something.
feel like
This is already in there, right? This is already in the code that says you have
Yes.
to have a traffic study.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
mandatory.
it's just the.
Yeah.
we just need an
Right.
easier way for you to pass on
So, right, we
because I
just
want
need a
you to be able to
sentence at the
say,
end
if
that
it's a
says-
change of use,
That's what
I
You
want
can
you to
ask
be
Chris
able to
if
easily
we
say
need
out loud to the applicant,
that's what
sometimes
it
we
was.
Right.
waive the need for a traffic study. I feel like this might be a good option for you if you're willing to write a letter saying why you don't feel like you need a traffic study.
Yeah.
Are we comfortable designating the chair to do that?
God, no.
To grant relief?
Well,
This chair?
this is, some of this.
I'm not talking about this specific chair.
No, that's fine.
Application.
I'm
That's,
talking,
that's practical.
No, but I saw your face.
Yeah.
What's a better way, I want this to be smoother for you, because currently this isn't working, which is why you want to change it.
Well, currently everyone's required to do this, but you've been hearing application after application that doesn't include them.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
So a sentence at the end saying, I think basically none of it changes except a sentence at the end saying applicant may request relief from the board or its designee for this requirement.
right, okay. And so may the designee waive it, or may only the board waive it?
by that sentence that Chris just said,
Okay.
the designee could waive it.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so
that
if we
creates
wanna
problems
say
if it-
You're not gonna need it, then that's,
But
that's.
The board or
that
the,
creates future
the board or
potential
the chair's
problems.
designee.
Right.
Yes, it does.
Totally screw up a big project.
Yes.
Okay, so what usually is the communication in between the application coming to us in a publicly advertised meeting, before that and the pre-application review meeting?
What goes on in there?
Yes.
Well, when an applicant brings an application to us to look at, we sit down and we go over, okay, what do we expect the board is gonna wanna know about this? What do we foresee as the potential issues that are gonna arise from what you're proposing? And because there are so many different types of special permits and site plans that might come before the board, including ones that really have no nexus with change in traffic patterns,
Yeah.
we usually don't bring up, usually we default not to bringing up a traffic study unless we look at what's coming on the table and saying, they're gonna want this.
Yeah.
So the question is just how do we handle that?
Okay.
Two, do we shift the burden of requesting relief from that to an applicant who is already, who already has to, like, do we make them prove why it's not needed? Or do we selectively do we selectively enforce the requirement, or do we come up with yet another system by which this is required from only the people who really need it?
Right.
Which isn't very many projects.
I hear you now.
I don't find that we've had with the current system a lot of problems with not having a traffic study when we wish we have one.
Not a full traffic.
No, not a full traffic study.
We
We've
rarely
had,
want a full traffic study,
Yeah.
but we often want parts of it.
Right.
like what?
Sometimes
Well,
just,
driveway safety and,
yeah,
you know, sight distance and pedestrian
sometimes just some
conflicts.
very basic counts sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean,
Just a
that's
reassurance,
another-
it's like, okay, it's, you know, they just do a trip generation thing, it's like, oh yeah, this is like
But that's another part
22
of the
cars a
problem.
day.
Like,
Okay.
now there's a question of the level of traffic study.
Right.
So
That's
it-
part of the mitigation,
Well,
they
and-
can say, you know, okay, we propose this traffic study, or, you know.
So is that something that we can kick to the peer reviewer?
Well, only if there is one. If there's
Only if
not
there is a
one,
peer
then.
But this is pre-application, there's no peer review
Yeah.
yet.
Okay, so give me a sec here. I think I hear what you're saying now. Just with the way you presented that, Zoe, it does require that we have really good pre-application review teams that will then make that determination. If a traffic study and what level of traffic study is required. That onus will be put on OMS.
Yes.
Are you guys, you think, we can
It has
talk
to be
more?
consistent over the years and over changes of personnel.
Right, and generally what we like to do is put the onus on the applicants for liability reasons, if nothing else, right? So I'm just trying to balance that, cause I don't want to codify something where the onus is on OMS to make a determination, and then something gets missed, then the applicant says, you guys said I don't have to do a traffic study, I don't have to do it now. Right, that's what those are just general thoughts, but I hear you, Zoe, about that, I heard all that,
Okay.
okay?
Bill,
Yeah. One thing is, typically, if we have a larger project, it's likely to trigger.
Bill, you're breaking up. We can't really hear you.
Okay, let me sit over here. Can you hear me better here?
Yes.
If we were inclined, or we had a large project where we thought a full was practical and would.
You're breaking up again, unfortunately. We
Back
can't.
up
I'll
10
call
feet.
back. I'll call back. Another.
Okay.
We can also, I acknowledge your perspective, I've heard a lot from the board, I'm happy to work with you and Bill on this language, we can bring it back again, or we can circulate it again to the board. You wanna do that?
Sounds good.
Yeah?
Because I want
Okay.
to make this, I don't wanna put the onus on, I just wanna make it comfortable for logical to the applicant, but also I don't wanna put any more onus on you.
I wanna see how other towns do this too.
Oh, they all have thresholds, I mean.
Right, yeah, so,
Cape Cod has a real specific one, most towns have real specific ones. Because if you wanna throw away the chaff of all the special permits, you just say, this applies to anything with more than 100 new trips, right? You don't worry about anything below that, and you might not even worry about stuff above that, but at least you don't have to even think about it below that.
Yeah, but if Joe Schmo is just trying to get a change of use special permit, how
Right.
does he know?
But if I'm changing from, office building to warehouse, that's not 100 more trips.
How do you know?
Because there's a very standardized thing that takes 2 seconds, you plug in the land use code, and it says X trips, and you plug in the other one, it says Y trips, and you subtract it.
We have to
Okay.
consider.
It's like a 2-second co-op thing.
Should we be linking to another PDF?
No, but I mean, that is as basic as you get, and it takes
The
no
only,
time at all, and it doesn't cost them much.
so we're going to get this right, let's just go big picture and try to,
okay.
and get it correct.
Yeah,
But
the
like-
only other thing I want to add to that, Bill Crenshaw, is that Maynard is so full of weird streets that there's plenty of things that could use a traffic study that will only generate another 10 trips, but all those trips will be very weird.
Well, yeah, but that might be item 5, the safe site.
Sure, okay, all right, so we'll.
Because I think the safe site ought to be strengthened and the number 4 should be lessened.
Okay, so
Because
we'll
we almost never need the whole
take
thing.
some time to review this more in complete.
I've never seen a safe site analysis.
Exactly.
That sounds fun. Let's get the roadway committee involved in that.
It's the one we should have.
This is good.
See, this is what happens when you don't have enough water to do anything fun.
I know, right?
All right,
I could be
is
doing
it
this a
okay
long
if we move on
time.
then?
Change this every time.
I did, hold on, I did have one more thought.
Okay, now can you hear me better?
Yes.
Yeah, but we've left.
Hey. So, but my only thought, guys, if I may, in larger projects, typically for the pre-application, we've been inclined to invite a member of the board to the pre-application meeting in the past. So if something of any significance comes in, that we would not invite you to that, and that's where a determination could be made. I think what throws us is, first of all, when special permits may not need a traffic study at all for, like Bill was saying, like a use permit. Like, okay, it's not gonna. The ice cream guy is a great example that Zoe and I just met with. There's just no reason. The whole project was already had a study at Maynard Crossing. They don't need a traffic study. A site plan, having it, in my opinion, if it's a major project, it should be scheduled with a board member, ideally the chair there. That would be my thought. And if it can't be, or if it's a smaller project, sometimes we can just check in. So something like this with 2 or 3 units or something, and we know about circulation and having a driveway, ingress, egress, and that kind of stuff. We pretty much want that with anything where there's traffic going in and out. But the ice cream guy who came in yesterday was a really good example, what Zoe brought up, because here's a guy who's just literally going right next to, I can't remember, Bright Path. Yeah, what do we care? And ice cream falls under fast food. He's got to come in and get a fast food permit from us.
No.
You know, we don't want to say, okay, we'll wait till next planning board meeting. We'll drag you in to see if you need one. You know, on that.
Yeah. So Bill, we're gonna discuss this further offline. I think everyone agrees that this would be helpful to make some changes. We just gotta hone in on it. And just one thing I want everyone to hear, because we're gonna work on this offline. I'd like this designed, stuff like this, so that it's good for the town, good for the applicant. I just want to make sure we're not designing this because you guys are competent. Zoe's competent, Bill's competent in making these determinations, right? So, but like, you guys aren't going to be in Maynard, these positions forever, right? So I want to make it.
You know something? What do you
I wanna
know?
make it- no, I
Dummy
don't-
proof.
I just want to make it. I want to take the personalities out of it. That all of us are pretty good with traffic studies, right? So that's how we're going to approach it. I think that's my sort of frame on it.
I also think that perhaps the traffic study and other study parts should be broken out away from the what's required on the site plan parts. Because the first couple of bullets here
I
are
was
just like, this has
thinking-
to be on the drawings.
So that's what I was going to bring up to these guys afterwards. Like, yeah, number 2 is about what's on the impervious surfaces on the site plan.
Yeah.
Like that's yeah. We got to organize this better. Okay.
All right, moving on, a few other things, not very many.
You're getting rid of compact discs?
Not in my personal life, but yes, in these rules. So we're trying to standardize the term applicant, trying to go through and make that uniform. Yes, fewer hard copies, only 3 paper copies of plans.
Oh, Mylar.
No Mylar, because you know what, we asked for Mylar and people won't give it to us.
Sell my Mylar stock.
Yes, Mylar,
Insider
I've
trading.
got Mylar at my house, no one can have any.
Doesn't everyone?
I hope so. Yes, electronic copy is required, and also electronic receipt for recording. And yes, USB, CD, you know what? There's no CD drives in a lot of our computers now.
I'm gonna be real nitpicky.
Floppy.
All information appearing thereon shall be in black ink. Don't we often ask for things to be clouded in red?
call.
Good call. So maybe we'll cross,
require
do you want
red?
me to cross that out entirely?
Yeah, can we have a whole page on clouding all changes in the site plan?
Well, I just say, all information appearing thereon shall be, whatever, clear. I don't know, just,
This is the approved
I mean,
plans.
this is the endorsement section, so it's not like the initial submittals.
oh, sure, okay,
Right.
then never mind. But yeah, let's have a whole page about clouding, sure.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
just dating back to like endorsements need to be in black ink, that's just
Bill, you want to develop some CAD standards for Maynard?
No, I'm Leroy lettering on Mylar for me.
And
Do we even really, do you guys really want a USB drive now?
yeah,
All right.
Physical USB drive,
yeah,
I love it.
those are great. Because sometimes when somebody sends us a 200 megabyte PDF, they don't have a good
Oh, that's a good
way
point.
of sending it to us.
And I take it the USB drive gets screened before we
Oh, of course-
upload it.
Of course not, of course not.
Yeah, Joey looks at it really hard.
Yeah.
No hacker here, good.
No, we just hope and pray that our virus scanners are working around the clock. Okay, we've also, I think the only other thing we have on here, in this current draft, is on the safe harbor valuation of open space.
Okay, so
On page 20, has been updated to fiscal year 26 from 9,800 to 12,218 and 67 cents.
Which I believe is incorrect.
Great,
Correct number is 10,800.
10,800,
Yep.
okay,
And the example should also be updated with that.
okay. All
And
right.
then if we really did that footnote with all the dates of changes, we already missed one, and then we'd need another.
Okay,
But I don't know if we need that.
yeah, but Bill, I think, said that that was just, that it wasn't legally necessary, but it was just a note on there.
I haven't backtracked how you got the 12,21867, but
I'll have to
that'll be
ask,
interesting to see.
yeah, I'll have to ask Jim, I think he did that, or maybe Bill did, I'm not sure.
Which change was this?
The fiscal year 26 base acquisition cost per household,
Page 20.
page 20,
Yeah.
$12,218.67.
Remember,
I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I can do that. All right, so we'll
Yeah,
have
do
to
we,
ask.
do we
I think
want
you
to
should
just,
throw Jim under the bus.
I'm not gonna do that.
do you just want to reference some, where that comes from the state or?
It comes here.
And from the Conservation Commission. It is referenced in there.
Community preservation.
Community Preservation
Not the
Commission.
Conservation Commission.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, right. Sorry.
I mean, instead of putting a number in, because the number changes every year, right?
No, you want the most current number.
But we're not going to update this every year.
I know, but the next thing says it's updated by 2% rounded to 100. So in 2 years, you can figure out what the number is. So why not?
That's the one we did, Bill, with John. Remember we went and we did it at the CPC, and we said we'll whenever we do the next changes, periodically we'll put the most current number in it whenever we do them.
So has it only increased at that 2% since 21?
No, since it was first implemented in 18.
But Chris is saying there's a $9,800 number.
Right, that used to be a smaller number.
Yeah.
It was
That was
like 1,600 or whatever it was.
When it first started.
It started like I think it was 1,600 or something. Or
So
But there was a number in 2018 2014, that was like
So I could do the math right
9,000
now,
or something.
right, and figure out the future value of $9,800 with a 2%,
Yeah,
right?
well, you know,
Would it be helpful to have a table that
keep
shows the
in
next
mind that
5
it's rounded to
years?
100.
Like, this
Oh, it is?
Yeah, round to 100, just read
Oh,
the
yeah.
next, read the next dot,
It's
man.
not underlined, so I'm not reading it.
All right, well, that should be in red then, and clouded.
You're right, it is rounded to the nearest hundred.
Now, last but not least, the fee schedule. This is,
Oh, yeah,
this is.
I saw this.
New and new.
How can we hate cell towers?
I think we should hate them more, actually.
Do your worst.
Is this
I
enough
don't like
money?
raising the fees.
No.
You don't like raising the fees?
No,
I know.
especially like the crappy little DOD fee. Why does there need to be an extra fee if, I mean, aren't they already running into a special permit? Is this only if there's just a DOD permit, not another special permit?
I've never collected one of those. A DOD special permit.
Does the DOD special permit supersede a regular special permit, or you're supposed to do both?
No, it's one of. Oh, really? No, it says it right here, it says,
Or is there,
special permit would now be $250, except for those special permits specified below.
Oh.
Which means that this fee below supersedes it.
the DOD special permit's bigger than a regular special permit?
That's what this says.
Right, oh, that's right, and the thinking behind that was we wanted to create a downtown enhancement fund, and we just haven't found a way to move it. The funding for, some people have a downtown charge or whatever, like that, something to raise revenue for that would be spent in the, but we haven't perfected that yet.
Well, it's also not gonna be a lot of money. It's not like we get a lot of DOD special permits per year, so.
We
Probably
do.
not.
I don't, no, it's not gonna be a lot, but I'm just saying, if I wanna do some funky, weird little DOD special permit thing, why is it gonna cost me $750?
It'd be 500 the
It'll
way
be
this is
500.
written.
Because this says, except for
Yep.
those special permits
So it'd just be
below.
500, but why is it more than a regular special permit?
Well, it's always been more than.
Well, because Bill just said so, because they
I know, but we'll
wanted.
never save enough money to make it worthwhile, so why
It's
are
not-
we pretending to shake them down?
Well, let's talk about it. I mean, I can understand your point there, but I also don't. Well, the thing was, when we did this, we weren't counting on the mitigation funds that we were getting in some cases. So now we've been able to. I mean, we completely replanted a lot of our all our tree wells. I think are all full and maintained. Now we've got new trees. We're doing pretty well with that. But let's talk about it some more.
But has the downtown overlay district special permit fees been used for those improvements?
No.
Yeah. So like,
The intent was, but we haven't.
In over 4 years.
you haven't got a DOD fee?
No.
Oh.
Never.
We haven't collected them yet. Uh-uh.
Well, I'm saying, Bill, it was already there as $400, but no one ever asked me to get that from anyone.
So let's
Right,
get
but
rid
we
of-
don't. But the intent, we were trying to get Lisa to set up a separate fund for the downtown enhancement that was generated as a surcharge. I would say this. Let's put an asterisk next to that. Let's put it on our front burner. I'm meeting with Lisa Thursday. We're both meeting with Lisa Thursday. Let's ask her Thursday and get an answer from her about the account, and then we can tell the board, yes or no. And if they don't want to do it, we don't have to do it. If they do, we do. How's that?
You can, it's gonna total, less than $1,000 per year.
And you're gonna blow it all talking to a lawyer and then writing the stuff and setting it up and.
All right, knock it off. We can take it off. We'll give them a coupon clip, a little coupon. You can clip it and save the DoD fee if you come in with this.
Are these
Seems redundant, that's all.
are these fees like generally consistent with sort of other peer towns? Do we know at all?
Yeah, we did.
They're lower,
Okay,
generally.
lower. I presume lower than like Concord is what you mean.
And lower than Acton.
Yeah.
Lower than, I don't know, what, Bill, you did an analysis of the fees
Yeah, and Jim did one last year too. I think we have it. We have a spreadsheet with it somewhere. You guys want to see it? We can circulate that. I got to find it, but yeah, it was more or less the same. I mean, what you see there, that was roughly. The cell towers were a bigger one. Some people don't charge. Well, you know what we weren't charging for was some things that took a lot of time that we weren't charging for, like, for example, determinations of major or minor. Okay? That might take a lot of staff time to prep. Or it might take the same amount that it takes for a special permit, and we were doing them all for free. Things like that, we were trying to be cognizant of staff time. And I think we're more or less right in line with everybody else. And if you want, we can find the latest one. I think Jim just did one last year. I think a comparison.
Any other comments from the board?
Just a little, ones and twos on each one of these things, which I finally figured out what they're referring to, but what they're referring to is super important for the people to understand, so it just seems like you could highlight it
The
better.
public hearing and the town meeting approval required.
Well, yeah, I mean, just so, you know, if you're gonna go in site plan review, by the way, there's gonna be a public hearing and a bunch of other costs too. Or if you wanna do, you know, road acceptance, you know, you gotta go to town meeting, so, you know, that's gonna be a thing. Which, by the way, I think that cost should be increased, if it has to go to town meeting.
Well, that's a good point too, Zoe. We should probably make a note of that.
Maybe we should reorganize this so that we group these fees together so that, for example, under a special permit or a site plan review, we have the application fee, then we also, under that, you know, we talk about the legal ad, we talk about the mailing, so that it's more understood about how these things connect to each other.
I think that's a good idea. Why don't the three of us get together and do that and do a better job of that? We can bring it back to these guys.
Okay.
And I think the two that require town meeting action, road acceptance and zoning amendment request,
Yeah.
should be at least $5K each.
5K.
There's a lot of manpower that goes into that.
Capital group should be paying.
Now you guys are breaking up. I didn't hear that last thing you said. What'd you say, Bill? It was what?
I think the two town meeting actions should be a much higher fee. maybe
Yeah, I
like
agree. But you said something after that, and it lost it. Well,
Just because, you know, it merits spending, it merits $5,000 because there's a lot involved with a town meeting change.
yeah, I think that makes sense.
So can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, this is just for my personal knowledge. On the list, the zoning amendment request, for example, which requires both a public hearing and town meeting approval. So, like, did Capital Group pay for the zoning amendment request?
No, we're
when
just
we did
doing.
that?
Yeah, we're in the Capital Group. No, they did not. We did a. When did we do a zoning request for them? We did a.
It was in the
Okay,
last
so
couple
like,
of years.
for example, tonight.
Yeah, tonight. No. If it.
They sponsored it now, so
That's
now
not
it's
a zoning
us.
change.
Right. This we have to talk about how we want to do these because typically a zoning bylaws, it's not typical that like a resident or somebody would sponsor a zoning bylaw. Typically they sponsor a land use map change or a zoning map change, and so that's kind of the distinction there.
So, or if a property wanted to change from industrial to residential, would that trigger?
Yeah, that would trigger it. And so, like for that guy, we charge. But for like a zoning bylaw change, which are ours, and they're going to go into, it would be unusual, but we could refine it. But that was the way we were looking at it.
Just so you know, it says zoning amendment request. So I don't know if that language is accurate either.
Yeah,
The zoning map amendment.
Zoning bylaw.
Yeah, however you guys want to word it so that it's,
Yeah.
because like now that means any zoning amendment.
And and don't forget also with it, I mean, although it may be different with Zoe now, but
if you have when you're doing map changes, you have to redo the map. I mean, that's in itself a undertaking. We usually have a consultant do it or something like that. Let us look at that and rethink this. But that was the thinking in the past. There's it's very unusual that we get somebody in that like Olaf tonight came in, and in this case he wanted a change into the table, and we've had Capital Group do that too to our bylaws, like a use table. Should there be a fee for that, or how much, and that, and that's all over the place with where towns charge or don't. Rezonings, typically where they're changing the map, is a bigger deal. But it doesn't have to be.
Zoe, my last comment is the second to last line on this is peer review deposit, and then it has a description, so we should just make sure that matches with whatever change we had earlier in the discussion. Anything else, planning board? Okay. That's it. Thanks, Zoe. Thanks, Bill.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for joining. I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor, please raise your hand. 5-0. Mark included.
Thanks,
guys.
everybody.
Sure.
Bye.
Very sad that I missed this meeting.